Hi, my name is Thomas Walton. This is my Unit 5 presentation. Childhood spans the ages of 2 to 10. In general, during childhood, most students will copy adult speech patterns. Therefore, it is important to ask them questions to assess if they understand. During childhood, most students have a short attention span. Therefore, it is important to include methods when teaching a class that capture the student's attention, such as adding extra elements like musical instruments and props. It is important that we nurture a positive sense of self among the children we teach. To promote this, we should use praise when deserved and embrace their personality. Always give task focused feedback and rotate lines. We need to make sure any feedback that's given is constructive and delivered in a positive tone. Children are always reading body language. Therefore, it is important the teacher always sets a good standard, addressing everyone by name and always having an open, positive, and welcoming body language. Adolescence spans from 10 to 24 years. At 14 years, a student can reason logically. This means we can use repetition or training drills more frequently, as the student will understand that if we do a certain move repeatedly, it will lead to improvement. Students will also show improved social skills. This lends itself to collaborative situations, as they will be able to communicate better amongst their peers. Students will learn where they fit in within a group due to peer referencing. The use of differentiation will allow students to still fit in within and work within a group, no matter of the difference in ability. When going through adolescence, children develop the ability to internalize ideas. This means if you ask them to use a sense of imagery, each individual can come up with their own ideas without vocalizing or sharing information. I would place the 7-year-old brother in my junior street class. The main reason for this being that at this age, children tend to make friends with those with shared interests and who are of the same gender. In this class, I have two other male students who are of the same age, so this will aid him with integrating into the group. Also, by 7, he has started to grasp the concept of logic and planning, which will aid him in this class as he will use a lot of repetition of similar moves to start build up a repertoire of steps. At this age, he will be able to grasp the purpose of repetition and start to understand the benefits. I wouldn't put him in the inter-street jazz class, which is the class above, as most of these children are 10 years of age. At this point, the children have a greater understanding of cause and effect, and I worry that putting a 7-year-old in with them would cause aggravation among a group who are well drilled and would be disturbed by someone not sure of the content. I also have a few students in this class that have developed a sense of altruism, and I feel they would be overbearing and smother a younger student. As in the intergroup, as the intergroup are further down the developmental road, they can remember and process a longer list of words and numbers, meaning that the language I use in this class is more complex and demanding. I worry this would discourage and overwhelm the brother. I also wouldn't put him in the mini street jazz class, which is the class below, as the children are aged 5 and some have not learned how to control their emotions. This often leads to a slightly disjointed class with children getting upset or the class being unruly due to excessive excitement. I wouldn't want this to discourage him, as he will have already developed the skills to contain his thoughts and emotions. At 7, the brother has started to develop good metacognition skills. If he was placed in the younger class, I would be concerned that this could lead him to being aware of the fact that he is physically capable of more and lead to him bossing the younger students around or possibly getting bored. I would place the 14-year-old sister in a grade 6 modern class. I would do this because she will have developed specialist interests, of which one is obviously dance. Grade 6 is a structured class with an emphasis on proving technique. At this stage in her adolescent development, she will be more mature and motivated with increased focus, which will help her progress. During adolescence, she will also have different expectations on how society and those around her should behave. The majority of the students in this class are close to her in age, so they should behave in a way she would expect of them. We always start this class in the same way, with a cardiovascular and dance warm-up with the hope of preventing injury. She will have acquired the ability to imagine the future, accepting the importance of this due to imagining the outcome of a potential injury. I also expect the students in this class to take ownership of any aids they need. The sister will be able to devise memory strategies, being able to communicate to me how best she will learn. I wouldn't place her in the free jazz class, as most of the students in this class are 9 to 10 years and are yet to reach adolescence. The sister will start to show a sense of growing independence with their own ideas on how problems should be solved. In the free jazz class, we tend to solve problems as a group, as they are yet to develop a want or need to be independent of thought. The sister will potentially alternate between adult and childish behaviour, something that I would not want to expose the younger children to. We also have frequent breaks in this class, which could frustrate the sister as she has the ability to focus on tasks for longer. I would also refrain from putting her in the intermediate foundation modern class, class. Although she is of a similar age to most in this class, I would be concerned that due to peer referencing would lead to her noticing the difference in ability to those more experienced in the class, and this could make her self-conscious. At this age, I also expect them to engage in systematic problem solving, often making them figure out a move on the other side. Although she has started to develop these skills, I would worry that a lack of experience would discourage her and could possibly lead to mood swings. This is my bibliography. Thank you very much for listening.